20 years ago, a little band called the Black Eyed Peas asked us, "Where's the love? Where is the love?" Oh, 20 years ago. The love may still be hard to find, but you can look for it at home. If you're new here, I'm Deanna, a mom and stepmom, and I share about my blended family life. I focus on what we can do as step-parents to support our kids, and you'll hear me talk a lot about love, which I do think is important. It's also worth noting I see love as a verb. Not all step-parents come into the picture with warm, fuzzy feelings, and not all step-kids welcome them with open arms. Add to that equation potential marital stressors like changing custody schedules and unclear expectations, and the love can feel even harder to find. Today I want to talk about this and acknowledge that if you're a step-parent that's like, "I'm not sure if I love these kids," that is okay. You are not a wicked stepmother. Adjusting to life with kids is hard, but I do think we owe it to the kids in our life to try to do right by them. And before you come at me, that can look a lot of different ways, so I'm not telling you to do any one thing, other than look for the love. So what does this look like? Here's an example. Many years ago, a friend of mine was going through a difficult time in a relationship. She admitted that it was improving, but she was now feeling closed off to her partner. As we chatted, it became clear she had spent so long looking for the things that weren't working, which was an important part of the process, so she could communicate and they could work on it. But at that point, it was time to shift the focus and start looking for what she loves about this person, what's worth fighting for. So she looked for the love. And over time, she began to see her partner through that love filter again. I think about this a lot. Any parent will tell you it's normal to sometimes miss the sweet simplicity of single life. Living with kids is a big adjustment. You might find some of their habits annoying or their taste in music unbearable, and none of that means you can't love your stepkid. You may even feel a little relieved when they go back to their other parent's house. You can still love your stepkid. I want to emphasize this because I think sometimes we feel shame around feelings that are totally acceptable for parents to have. And that can snowball into feeling like a bad step-parent or resenting the kids in your home. So let's look for the love. First, spend some time thinking about what you find endearing about this kid. Slow down and notice the way their eyes light up when telling a story or the sound of their laughter. Maybe you have something in common. My stepson and I both love cats. Our shared love of cats has become a somewhat surprisingly reliable source of love between us. There's something simple and profound about looking at another human and being like, "Me too." It makes us feel seen. It makes us feel connected. Finding common ground is a great place to start when looking for the love with your stepkid. The more you look, the more you'll find. Most of us have experienced the negative version of this. Maybe a colleague you don't quite click with, and before you know it, everything they do gets on your nerves. I think it can work the same way when we focus on the good. Kids are perceptive, so no faking. Maybe you admire their curiosity or creativity. Find the qualities you genuinely love and build on that. Next, deepen your bond. You can go back to the idea of a shared interest or just show up willing to do something they love. My stepdaughter is extremely artistic, so anytime I can sit down with her and create something will leave us both feeling more connected. Plus, having an activity to do takes the pressure off the conversation. It doesn't have to be complicated, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. When you find something that works, repeat it. My stepson and I do mini golf. It's possible he likes this because he will consistently beat me and I will buy him a pretzel, but it's become a go-to for quality time together. You may not always feel like putting in the effort, but in my experience, just showing up wanting to hang out with them matters much more than the activity. Finally, keep things in perspective. This is a kid. You can't expect them to act like a little adult. They probably don't notice all the things you do for them because they are a kid. It doesn't make them ungrateful. It's developmentally appropriate. Look at them through this lens of love and appreciation for how much they're growing. One of the many beautiful aspects of getting to be a parent of any kind is the chance to revisit the magic of childhood. Use your imagination, be silly, shake off your grown-up self-consciousness, and really play. And hey, not everyone will agree with this, but maybe it's okay to laugh at a fart joke. Kids tend to find themselves in fits of giggles over bodily functions, and laughing along isn't the worst idea. My point is, just take it all a little less seriously. Childhood flies by, and as the old adage goes, the days are long but the years are short. Someday you will have a quiet home, and hopefully what you'll remember from these chaotic years is the love. Thanks for joining me today. I'd love to hear from you, so if you want to share how you look for the love in your family, please comment below, and I'll see you next week.